how important do you think is a coach for an operations professional, especially service operations professional?
Coach is actually like not just in service operations, it applies for everywhere. Coach is actually very, very important.
Hmm.
So, and generally what happens, we don't even realize.
Hmm.
That's the sad part, that we actually need a coach. But it is when you get the coach right, then we realize that what was our earlier performance and what is the potential. The best part that a coach gives is to tap your potential. Like you, for example, I didn't know that what was my potential back then before I met you. So we have some base expectations. Like I had some base expectations that I can reach this point or I can achieve this point, whatever. But with you, I realized that I was grossly underestimating myself, and you actually showed me the potential that I am capable of. Right. So that's what. So you actually gave me a perspective that which I couldn't even imagine myself. Right. That's so the coach is actually very, very important. It matters a lot throughout the life, but definitely in these complex situations, like say for example, if we take general operations, it's like you were saying, it is fairly well written, and there are a lot of books and all. So even if there is no direct coach, at least you can read something and still be able to manage something like a general engineering or a general application of whatever has been applied for hundreds of years. But because this is evolving, this field is actually evolving, and at the same time, there's not much literature or not much organized information anywhere, right? And the people who have succeeded in this thing are also not rare, and there is no abstract or there is no consolidated information also. Like people like
Body of
you, there
knowledge,
are
like a product
unit.
management body
Yes,
of knowledge. You don't have one for service management.
yes. There is no body of knowledge. Say for example, computer science engineers, there's a lot of knowledge,
Uh,
right? It's already standardized, but this
uh,
is not standardized. And at the same time, one thing is availability of knowledge. The other thing is people being self-aware, right? What I can do, what I can achieve. There is no clear path.
hmm.
There's no clear path, and the self-awareness part is another thing. That's where the role of coach is actually very, very important in this thing.
Super. So, what do you think of me as a coach? We have worked since your clear tax days and stuff. It's like a direct question, man.
Yes. So I think you are the best one I could have ever dreamed or reached. I mean, I always feel very lucky to be a student of you. I call myself a student only. It looks a little formal, but still. So because like I was telling you, right? You have opened a perspective which I couldn't have imagined myself in many aspects, not just professionally also, not just in this thing, but in various multiple aspects. You have just opened up a completely new world for me. You have given me a lot of learnings. Every interaction with you is always a very, very big learning. And another thing, the way you teach, right? It's not direct teaching. It's a lot of application, right? You teach in such a way that we don't even realize that you are teaching, right? And by the end of the time, we learn it. Oh, this was the lesson, right? That was actually pretty fantastic. I mean, we don't even realize that what is happening. You at the background, you still have so much clarity in your mind. And by the end of, let's say, 15 days or 30 days, then we realize, okay, this was the original plan. And that's how he has made us travel these 30 days through this to make us realize this. So that is actually very, very fantastic. And you do it very, very smoothly, very, very smoothly. You don't and you give certain tasks in such a way that it's not too burdensome or too easy. You give such tasks such that we take little bit effort and still complete the task, and you give certain learnings also that way. And you just guide. I mean, you don't even realize that this thing is happening. By the end of the 15 days or 30 days, then you realize, oh, we have done magic. That is your style of teaching. I think that is wonderful. At the same time, you actually do stuff rather than just telling. You do stuff by looking at you. We can realize. So for me, it was always like this. What if Ganesha was in this situation? What he would do? So I would myself put how to think like him. Right. Thus I am putting this effort. What if he was there? Then it becomes very clear. Right. It becomes crystal clear for me that how would he behave? Because one thing I can pretty much assume how you behave in similar situation. I mean, I know how you behave, but I might not be able to do how what you do in a certain situation. But at least that gives me a benchmark. Okay, this is what I have to do. Because if he was there, he would have done this. And in the worst case, even I can always reach out to you, right? So the best thing, you're always available anytime, any day. So that was a fantastic part. I mean, being your student, learning from you, directly, indirectly, it was always a fantastic journey.
Understood. Thanks, man. Nicely put. So, one other question, man. So, how important do you think is, a structured framework for, doing transformations? We have done two transformations between you and me, one in
Yes,
ClearTax,
yes,
the other in KK.
yes.
Right? So, how, I mean, and I always use transformations as a way to teach people how to create high impact, right? So, how
Yes.
valuable do you think a structured method is for making a transformation?
Structure is always very, very important. I mean, without a structure, see, with the first basic tenet that you taught me, that you have a plan.
Hmm.
Right. So everything starts with a plan. If we don't have a plan, any road will take there. So that's the importance of structure. The very basic tenet of whatever any transformation is actually a goal. Right. It's actually a goal, and you have to reach a goal. You have to have a plan, and you have to have a plan means you have to have a structure. And structure makes a lot of things actually very, very easy. Otherwise, it's kind of the plan in abstract concept. Right. The importance of abstract concept. If we don't have a plan, there is no structure. There is nothing. But what you are doing is actually the structure is like an abstract solution to multiple problems together. Right. So that's where it helps. I mean, it's not just a specific solution, an abstract solution which actually works in all settings, in all service related operations. So that is actually something which is missing a lot. I mean, there might be specific solutions, right? How to deal with customers or how to get whatever NPS, whatever. There might be specific solutions, but this kind of abstract, structured solution is not there.
What you're
Yes.
saying is a method that can work in any place in any industry, right?
In any place, yes.
Yeah.
Ideally, it should be that way, right? I mean, you don't want a specific solution because it is applicable only to that specific
Uh,
situation. We want a structured solution so that we can apply it anywhere, not just in services. Whether you are getting into other
correct.
aspects also, there also it will be applicable. Definitely, it is. If it is applicable here, other cases are much simpler
Yeah.
than
Correct.
this case.
Yeah. It's hard. Services is
So
hard because you don't have the luxury of producing and stocking. Services consumption happens
yes,
when the production is there. So you have to get it right the first time.
production is happening, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Consumption
So
is
there is
happening.
much more complexity.
Correct. Correct.
Yes.
Yeah. And there is a method to solving it. Great, man. So good. So one last thing, right? So out of we worked for what 1.5 years together in really high stress, fast moving transformations. So other than the framework and knowledge and stuff, what other qualities of me that you like the most? One single quality, if you have to mention one single thing that you like the most.
One single thing is actually pretty hard. I have hundreds of things.
Oh,
So
you need to
in
select
in
one.
fact,
You have to select one. Die.
no, I think you have to relax a bit here
Okay,
because
so two.
one
I'll
single
allow you
thing
one
because
more. Hey, harder. Select. Yeah, I'll allow you two. One more. That's all. Select two. Oh, okay, let's put it this way. What is that one thing that you've learned which you want to keep with you forever?
okay. So there are multiple things
Die.
that I have
One.
learned. Okay. So fine. Let me speak out then.
Speak out.
Okay. One thing,
No, you speak
one
out. I'll
thing.
select the one then. Here you have
Okay,
the
fine.
choice. Otherwise, I'll select the one.
Yes.
Okay.
One
Okay. Yeah.
thing which I learned from you, but actually it's actually very difficult to implement also,
Uh-huh.
which is brutal honesty. Right. So which is actually very difficult. I mean, but you are always honest. Right. Whoever you are speaking with and whatever is the situation, you just on the face, you tell them what is what, and you give the direction then. So what is there, and one that actually is very difficult. I mean, being what you say is what you mean. Right. It's so clear. It is always so clear. I mean, that is one thing, and that's actually very difficult. I mean, what you say is what you mean. That's so simple like that, but it's actually very very difficult to implement. I mean, so that I think I always try to be like you, but sometimes I am successful there. Other times I'm
You
still
learn,
trying to
you
be
learn.
successful there. That is one thing. Then otherwise, the second thing, I mean, your benchmark for excellence, that is super high. Benchmark for excellence. Whatever you do, I mean, you always make it sure that the excellence happens. It is you just nowhere compromise about the quality of work or quality of delivery or quality of whatever we do. Right. That is extreme. I mean, uh, super high quality work is what you do and you ensure others also do. That is, say for example, even now now also you learn coding. Now also you do stuff which even engineering freshers won't even do. Right, they will just skip. So that kind of so for example, I'll give just one example. I mean, you used to take statistics classes for freshers. I mean, that is, and why you used to do, because you want to ensure that quality. Right. So even for freshers also used to do that. I mean, as basic as that. Right. And at the same time, you put so much emphasis on quality that you just reject any subpar work and this thing. So, for example, another example, like if someone comes without preparation to the meeting, right, you will shut the meeting within 10 minutes, within 5 minutes or so. Right. That that is the emphasis
Why
you put
waste
on
time?
quality. Right.
Why waste time?
Why waste time, right? So that obviously, and you will realize that, right? The importance of quality is like very Six Sigma thing is what you really put in everywhere. Right, there is no scope for error, there is no scope for this thing, and at the same time, right? So how much effort that we put, used to ensure that used to tell, right? One decision per quarter should be sufficient, but this entire analysis should happen, entire thinking, strategy, etc., for that one correct decision per quarter. Right. So that is the quality of work that should go behind, such that we get this one single output, right?
Yes.
One single output. So that's what. So one thing, if I have to say, that is the topmost quality, which you always ensure you do it, and you ensure others do it. That
Thank
is
you, man.
that is one thing, and and because you're brutally honest, right? That simplifies a lot of things,
Yeah,
right?
which
Even
is what I
because
wanted to
it's
tell you. Which is what I wanted to tell you. It's not hard. It is actually easy. If you are honest, you have very few things to remember. Yeah. Good, man. Hey, thanks.